grew up in Indiana, and there was a big choice to be made. I would say 50% of my town is Cardinals and 50% of my town are Cubs fans. And for me, it was no choice from the time I can remember. I always rooted for the Cubs. You could see him on WGN. You'd hear Harry Carey. He was a character in and of himself. And I loved baseball. And just so happened it was the 80s. It just so happened Ryne Sandberg was the hero of the Chicago Cubs. And it just so happened that became my obsession as a kid. It was just watching all the games, rooting for my team. And even though we never won it all when I was little, man, it was just this love affair that started so easily. You think of the greatest sports movies of all time. You got to root for that David to beat that Goliath, and the Cubs were exactly that. And Ryne Sandberg was kind of the pinnacle of all that. The baseball cards were the thing. I don't think people understand what baseball cards meant in the 1980s. Baseball cards were it. Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van. I can name all the players on the teams I don't even like because of baseball cards. For me, every card that I collected was a way to trade those in so I could get a new Ryne Sandberg card that I didn't have. And so some of my earliest memories are me and my buddy Dave or my buddy Sean going to the baseball card shop, and we would talk to the baseball card shop owner and thinking he made millions of dollars, realizing now he probably didn't. But we would peddle and deal our way to trade in cards so that we might have a chance to get a new card of our favorite player, anything I could get my hands on. And one of my first memories of ever being ripped off in my life was a friend of mine had a Ryne Sandberg that I didn't, and I had a Michael Jordan. And it didn't matter, I don't think it was a rookie, but I guarantee you that Michael Jordan was worth multitudes more than this common Ryne Sandberg card, but I didn't have it. And so I remember trading it to my buddy, and he probably cashed it in for thousands of dollars, and I have this Ryne Sandberg card that's probably worth 70 cents now. But to me, it completed my collection, and it meant the world. So it was worth every penny of that loss. The rubber stamp that solidified the Cubs on my heart was when my dad took me to my first Cubs game. It was his buddy Brooks LaPlante and my dad and I and his son Danny, and we got to sit behind the Pirates dugout. I'll never forget. It was just a magical game. We were losing, and Harry Carey sang the 7th inning stretch, and he said, "Let's get some runs." We were down by 3 runs, and this happens to be the actual score, official scorecard of that game. And you can see Harry on the back here, Rhino on the front, and my dad has filled out lovingly everything that happened in that game. You can see his beautiful handwriting, but you can see that we were losing. There was a rookie named Sammy Sosa that just happened to be playing that day as well. But Ryne Sandberg, here it is. Here's Sandberg hitting in the 2 spot, hitting a game-tying 3-run home run in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th. And then in the end, home run down here as well from that rookie, Sammy Sosa, to win the game. From the very first Cubs game I ever went to. And I don't know how you could top that except maybe going to the World Series. It just so happened that Ben and I put our names on this waiting list in college in the year 2005 to maybe get a chance to be Cubs season ticket holders, knowing full well that it takes a decade and knowing full well that it probably would never happen. And when we got the call in 2015, hey, we have your seats for the bleachers at Wrigley. It just so happened to be the year that Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo was on fire, Javier Baez got called up, and it was the year that we lost to the Mets in the playoffs, but it was pretty amazing. We decided, hey, we're going to do this. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and even though we lost in the playoffs that year, we knew that something special was going on, and so we renewed our tickets for the 2016 season. And the rest is history. I met my wife in 2016. We got engaged in 2016, and the Cubs won the World Series, and I got to go to all 3 games at Wrigley. I took my dad to the first game, they lost. I took my brother to the second, they lost. But I took my wife, my fiance at the time, to the 3rd game, and we never stopped winning. And that's called a win-win in my book. 2016, I got 2 rings, an engagement ring and a World Series. And probably the best year of my life. People always would ask me from the start, when I finally figured out that I could sing, when I joined garage bands and praise teams, that where would be your dream scenario to sing? And I always said Disney World, and Wrigley Field, just almost as a joke. And blessedly, the band got to play at Disney World. That was a bucket list checked off, but Wrigley always seemed a little bit far out of reach, to be honest. Got to go to the World Series game, and we thought, oh my goodness, we're here, we're in the stands. The national anthem has not been sung yet. Why don't I kick things off in the bleachers and do the bleacher national anthem? And so there we were in the bleachers. I had everybody around me put their hats on their hearts and cover their hearts and sang the national anthem, and the crowd went wild, and it was fun. And I thought, man, this is a bucket list right here. I got to sing the national anthem at Wrigley. Wasn't in front of everyone, but it still was a surreal moment. It was really special. Now I can say that not only did I get to sing at the World Series, but I also get to sing at a Cubs game in front of everyone. The 2016, because of the World Series and getting engaged, was one of the greatest years of my life. But if I had to pick a great year, I think 2020 might just be that, because despite what was going on in the world, it was pretty surreal for me. I became a dad. My son William was born in May of 2020, and there were a lot of great things going on. Sidewalk Province had a new album and all these beautiful things, but fatherhood trumped them all. It was amazing to see and get to be there, despite what was going on in the world. And one of my greatest treasures, man, I have so many great treasures, and almost all of them revolve around the Cubs somehow, but especially Ryno, because my beautiful wife reached out, unbeknownst to me, to Ryne Sandberg's daughter, went ahead and talked to her dad. Ryne decided to send me a note of encouragement, a video of encouragement.
Hey Dave, this is Ryne Sandberg, Chicago Cubs. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday, May 8th. And also, the big news, you have a child coming, and you're going to be a father. Doesn't get any better than that. So, you have some good times ahead of you, some great days ahead of you. So, enjoy it. It's the best. And have a good day.
Didn't ever dream as a little kid, growing up watching the Cubs, that someday Ryne would be talking to me. And even deeper than that, the video would have been treasure enough. As he was done, she's like, hey, my dad would love to do something for Dave and you. Can you tell us the name of your boy? What he's going to be named? And my wife said no, because we hadn't told anyone William's name. And I'm grateful that Ryno stuck with it, found out the name, and then sent something. But he wanted to personalize something. And so even though my wife didn't tell him the name, I was like, you should have told Ryne Sandberg the name. But regardless, he figured out the name when William was born. And he sent this to us. And it's just really beautiful. Jersey. It says, to William, a future star, Ryne Sandberg 23, Hall of Fame 2005. And then he put May 12th, 2020, the day William was born. And we set William on this. I got a picture of William laying on this jersey when he was born, and just thanking Ryno for his sweetheart. And what a gift. I know William will be a future star, not because of this, but just because of the love of fatherhood, man. I love him so much. And I'm grateful for another incredible dad that would come alongside me and give me that encouragement. And another layer to this story, it's hard to talk about, is my stepfather, Jeff, who's kind of a quiet man. We weren't the closest when Mom and him first married, but as the years went by, as we got to know each other, as he felt the love for his sons, he always called my brother and I his sons. We saw a whole new side of Jeff, loyal to an incredible degree and hardworking. But as his grandkids was born, as our kids were born, he became a teddy bear, man. He loved them so much. And it was right after a Christmas show, just last year, that Jeff was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And if you know anything about pancreatic cancer, it's a bad one. It goes quick, and within months he was gone. And it was really, really tough, because he fought very hard. Even though it was December and he passed in May, his goal was to be at the game at Wrigley Field on August 6th to see me get to sing in the national anthem. That was his goal. That was the thing. And I just watched a clip about Ryne Sandberg and his cancer battle. His friend Rick Sutcliffe, an incredible pitcher. This guy right here. Here's Ryno and Rick right there, back to back. He asked Ryno to be at the game that he's going to be pitching the first pitch. And so that became Ryan's goal, was to get to August 4th, which is just 2 days before I get to sing. And Unfortunately, Ryne is not going to be there. Unfortunately, my stepfather didn't make it to Wrigley Field, but I know he's there. I know his presence will fill up that stadium, that he's home with Jesus, and I'm grateful. He'll be crying. I might be crying during the national anthem, but there'll be an extra depth of passion and excitement and joy, mingled with the sadness when I get to sing at Wrigley, because I'll see Jeff out there. I'll see Ryne Sandberg cheer me on. My dad will be in the stands. My son will be with me on the field. My mother will be there. But the ones that aren't going to be there, I know I'm going to feel them in my heart. Today's the day. We are headed towards the great and incomparable Wrigley Field, and you wouldn't know it because we're in a beautiful neighborhood. But so excited. We got W flags hanging, preemptively striking for a victory. And yeah, what a gorgeous day. Sunshine, not too hot, and gonna be a beautiful summer day to play some ball. 23 forever. 23's all over the place today, and today it definitely doesn't mean Michael Jordan. It means our hero Rhino. So pretty cool, man.